Cairns to Cowan is a full day's travel. The heavy corrugated road takes its tolls on tyres, as this fella found out. The tag-along which has followed us watches on anxiously as my cameraman, Stan, crosses. After swimming the river to cool off, we all cross and climb the steep rocky ascent. The Frenchman Road is not to be taken lightly, as there are quite a few bog holes and wash-away creeks, and some find it very hard to navigate. This Bronco gets into difficulty because of the cage he has built around the car. It keeps catching on the walls of the creek. This crossing is tidal, and the tide is running out, so it's quite safe to cross and stand still has two legs. None of these crossings can be taken lightly. One slip and you could fall into a deep hole. Oh, look, he's got me. Oh, look at the claws on these fellas. And look what we've been rewarded with. That's not a bad prawn, that's as big as my hand. And he's got very sharp claws. You can bend them around too, he gets you down again. You can nearly reach over the back and grab me with those claws, you know. They'd have to be over an inch thick, they would. Whoop. Look at him grabbing me. Ah, the big Nitson takes it in his stride. Just a short trip to the Dalhunty River, where Sheena and Stan's tent is up in no time at all. And I show the kids that seem to have joined us how to make damper on a stick. A little flour and water mixed into a stiff dough, then place it on a stick, and then the kids can cook them themselves. Even the youngest wants to get into the act. When the damper is cooked, pour golden syrup or honey down the middle when you have removed the stick. As we leave the Dalhunty, the tag-along leaves with us. I don't mind, as I find they are good company, especially the kids. Now the big test, gunshot. And I can assure you, it will test your nerves. As you approach the top, you cannot see what's in the front of you until you're over the edge. Then it's too late to go back. It's like a Big Dipper. You're looking straight down and you have to keep going. You just cross your fingers and hope your car can take it. couple of the women show the stress of gunshot. There are 3 ways down gunshot. We chose the easiest.
We're going down gunshot and we're happy. Right, Irene?
One of the tag-alongs decides not to tackle gunshot and has to go back about 8 k's and take a turn to the east, which takes you approximately 30 k's extra.
That's it, she's just falling down.
Slowly, handbrake, footbrake slow. That's it, slow.
Just let her fall.
That's it. Right.
This ute shows gunshot is just wide enough for the vehicle to fit.
Slow.
Fruitbat Falls, probably one of the prettiest places on earth. Water in here is crystal clear. There's no factories up the end of the river. There's not even a house on there. Probably the purest water in Australia. And I'm going in there. I've earned it today. We've been travelling over corrugation. This is my reward and relaxation now.
As we play in the water, we should give thanks to the people who turned this beautiful place into a national park. We leave Fruitbat Falls. The Cape roads are narrow and Stan and another car nearly come to grief.
Yeah,
Stand on the side of this one. Stand on the side. Sorry.
You're right.
Keep going.
With a bit of help, they make it. Birdie Creek is a bad one. Even Stan has to have a couple of goes. And I zigged when I should have zagged. Which just goes to show you, even the experienced can get into trouble on these treacherous tracks.
Right.
Hey.
Don't do anything. Let's have a look. Yeah, only hold it good.
And with the help of an older Nitsan with a winch, it's not long before we're on our way again, with no damage to the big Nitsan. I cannot stress enough, if you get into trouble, take your time and think it out. Cypress Creek. Now isn't this something to write home about? At this crossing, all care must be taken. For if you were to zig here, it's a 30-foot drop to the bottom. As you can see, beautiful little creek here. Wouldn't get much prettier anywhere. The bridge is a little bit different. You've got to take a lot of care and you want somebody to guide you as you're going across. But done properly, it can be quite safe. One has to be straight before even attempting to cross. And it helps if someone can guide you. If you slip off the log, you're in trouble. As I crossed, the logs moved underneath me and my heart jumped into my mouth. The boys get a little local knowledge from the driver before setting off for Sasia. Sasia is the most northern port on the Australian mainland, and the wharf is a fisherman's dream. Here the locals don't mind you joining in, as they catch a variety of fish. Most fish can be taken from this wharf, including barramundi. No wonder with all this bait fish around. The next day we book a trip with Bob Scott, who owns the Cape York Explorer. Before we leave, Bob gives us a look at one of the illegal boat people's boats, and it's a real rust bucket. He informs us that the authorities are in the process of stripping it and then they are going to take it to sea and sink it and make an artificial reef. The trip through the islands is eye-opening and Bob takes us to have a look at a monument. He tells us that Captain Cook planted a flag here when he visited the top end. Now it's time for a little bit of fishing. We only have the lines out for a few minutes and we're in business.
That'll be a terrific order.
Lines are going off everywhere. and it's not long before we have enough to feed us all. Including the sharks.
Well,
There's Trevally, eh?
the Razor gang got him. That's all they left me of this fella. But there's plenty of them here, we'll go back in.
As we set off for the tip of Australia, we are reminded once again that crocodiles live here. The walk is very rocky, but it's not long before Cape York Island is sighted. Cape York Island is situated about 150 yards off the mainland. The views are magnificent and worth every bit of the walk. Most people when reaching the tip just want to relax and have their photo taken with the sign. Not Keith. He wants to tell his mates that he's wet a line at the top end of Australia.
It's a hard track up the telegraph track for the young and the old, but this is the ultimate reward. This is what everybody strives to do, the top of Australia. What do you think of it, little fella? You tell 'em.